first guest on the show. Elia, what's going on? Good morning. Do you hear me?
Good morning. There we go. Yeah, I got you now.
All right. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy to have you on the show. First and foremost, congratulations on the big fight, man. Wow. So you're going up against Oshae Jones.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. We're super excited over here.
That is a tough scrap. How did that come about?
I mean, that's always been something that was a possibility. Obviously, like I'm 154, so I fight everybody at 154, and the whole goal is always, getting all the belts, getting strapped up, and becoming undisputed. So once she got the belts and became a world champion, it was like, bet, let's play.
So it's going to be taking place July 22nd in Atlanta. This is an
25th.
OTX card, but she is the favorite and the house fighter. Does that give you any concern?
It's boxing. It's boxing. So at the end of the day, of course, that's gonna be a small, piece in the back of your mind. But listen, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna do work. It's regardless of where it's at. It's gonna be the same type of fight. You could have it anywhere in the world.
So obviously she's been on that high level both in the amateurs and as we can see, she won a world title as a professional. Is it safe to say this is your toughest test till date?
Um, on paper, yeah, I think so. I'm not too sure if it's my toughest fight for real. I guess we'll be finding out on July 25th. It's not that I'm overlooking her at all. I know what I've been in there with. I know the type of caliber fighters I train with. So I'm excited to put on a show. That is for sure what's gonna happen. It's gonna be fireworks, man.
We've seen her try to intimidate her opponents in the past at the face-offs or weigh-ins. Are you preparing for that? Are you assuming that that same kind of energy is going to come, or do you think that, I mean, do you guys know each other and you guys have a good relationship, this is all business?
Number one, it is all business, 100%. I don't know her like that. Obviously, I know of her, and I don't know her, but face-offs, intimidation, none of that stuff. Like that stuff really does not faze me. Last time somebody tried to intimidate me, they said my team made a mistake on letting me fight her, and she got smoked. So I'm not about that intimidation stuff. Look, I'm one of the happiest fighters you'll ever meet. Like I got God on my side, and that has nothing to do with a win and everything to do with who I am as a person. So I love it. I love fight week. I love face-offs. I love fighting. So for me, I'm just always happy to be in all these scenarios.
For sure, man. So what do you think is I guess, the best thing she does?
Man, listen, I leave my team up to all that studying and stuff like that. I've seen her fights, obviously, because I support women's boxing. I am probably the biggest women's boxing supporter out there. You always see me posting about all these women, about all these fights. I got mad love and respect for all the women in the game. That's just who I am, and that respect I have for it. So she got some good fundamentals, but it ain't nothing that I'm worried about.
Um, do you spar with men or women? Is it a
Usually
mixture?
every camp. Yeah, usually every camp it's mixed. This camp it's been strictly men, just because that southpaw work. We haven't found any good females that at an elite level that can give me good work. So then it's just been all men this camp.
And how has that been a difference for you in terms of, like, does that happen often? Do you usually spar women and then this is a shock, or no, you get in there with men
Nah,
because you
not at
have to?
all. Yeah, exactly. It's always been both. So it's not a shock. It's just always one of those reminders that can't nobody do to me what they're doing to me. I got in there with, I don't care what anybody says about people like Ismael Barroso. Listen, Barroso is a hard hitter, and he don't take no mercy on me. So being in there with people like that, there's very little you could do to phase me.
So you had a great fight with Natasha Spence. She's a common opponent with a lot of people. that went on to be a champion. Unfortunately, in this day and age, the word gatekeeper is looked at as a bad word or derogatory, but that's what she is at this point. She's gotten you a title shot, so the name is fitting. Do you think that that was enough preparation?
Yeah, man, that was a fun fight. She had a lot of we'll call it experience tactics. You can call it a lot of things, but we'll just call it experience. So it was one of those things where it's like, cool, back to the drawing board. But listen, I'm like that after every fight. Every fight, before her was Chris Namus, who was a world champion as well. That was Uruguay's first female world champion. So all the respect to her. Every single fight has led me to this. Every single fight has been preparation for this exact fight. So I'm ready. I'm excited. We got weeks left. I've been on weight. Weight has never been an issue. Honestly, I should probably be 147, but
I
they'll
was
catch that smoke later.
I
They'll
was
catch that smoke
literally
later.
going there because it's like I see you keep coming in at 52. Like, are you the bigger woman or the smaller woman in this fight?
I'm never the bigger woman, bro, like ever. But it don't really don't phase me, man. It just I'm prepared for that. It's the way I move, the way I can box. I can brawl too. I can do everything. So I just enjoy being in there, and I love 154, man. I love getting up, just going to weigh-ins. I don't have to try hard for weight. I'm literally on weight by like that Monday, Tuesday. So it's just about maintaining. I have a phenomenal nutritionist, Megan Murphy. So with her, like it's even been that much smoother. I'm fueled, bro. If you see what I eat on fight week, you be like, what? Like I'm eating good.
Nice. Nice. So you're holding camp in Florida? Nothing's changing,
Yeah, I
right?
don't. Yeah, nothing. Nah, man. Now's not the time to change anything, bro. We did this as a team. I have my same original team that I've had since my very beginning of my career, and that's how we're keeping it. So I'm excited to be able to do this world title fight with the same people that helped get me here.
Absolutely. It'll be all that much more sweeter if you get it, with your original team. What was your team's thoughts? Walk us through the phone call. Was this your only option? Is this the only thing that was on the table? And yeah, how did you react receiving the notice that you were going to get a world title shot? How did your trainer react when you relayed that information to him?
Man, just it's been pure excitement. Everybody knows again this has been something that we've been working towards. It was only a matter of time. Listen, we were chasing several belt fights. Like you had Emma Kozin before the Cecilia Brækhus fight. She'd been sitting on the bench for like a year and a half, like not fighting nobody, just gatekeeping that belt for absolutely promoter issues, whatever. I don't really care. That's not my problem. So we were relentlessly pursuing a Kozin fight. I want the Mary Spencer fight. She's the WBA champion. I'm highly ranked. I'm like number 2 in the WBA. They had me in the wrong weight class for a bit. Once they moved me over, it put me up there as well. So it's like I wanted any champion. I could care less which champion because I want them all. I want them all. The only difference was Oshae's the main one that was responsive even before she had a title. OTX had offered us the fight, but look, I don't fight for money. I really don't. I don't. It's not something that I'm like, oh my God, I need this check. I have what I have. I own my own gym. It's not about money, but we are also in a day and age where you can't just take pennies on the dollar for world title fights anymore, or even for high caliber fights. And if we keep doing that, we're devaluating for the next generation, and it goes against everything I stand for. So it's something that we had been offered to fight before. The money was not right. When she got the belts, they came back with a little bit more money, but at least now we got the legacy. Now we got the belts on the line. Now we can go ahead and we can talk. So it was only a matter of time. As soon as they brought it up to me, I was like, of course, like no hesitations. No one on my team had any hesitations. It was like, hey, this is what we got on the table. We're like, bet, let's make it happen. Whatever it takes, let's make it happen.
Wait, so to be clear, you were offered the fight, non-title fight.
Yeah, yeah. A while
You
ago, it was a
it wasn't
non-title.
enough money. You said no, and now it's come back full circle for more money plus 2 belts.
Yeah, but I said it. I was like, look, just have them come back when they get the belts. Have them come back because then at that point, now we can talk. Now it's worth a little bit more money, but again, I still know I won't get the amount that it's worth. But I'm gonna go ahead and take that for the belts.
What do you think it is about you? Like, why do they want you specifically? And because, like, it almost sounds, and I know it's not literal, but it almost sounds like you're in control. It's like, if that ain't enough money, go get some belts, come back with more money, and maybe we could do it. And then they really came back. Like, it's like, I'm sitting here like, man, you turned down an O'Shea Jones fight. This is a blessing for it to come back. Like, how did you know it could even come back? But you're sitting there like it came back tenfold.
Oh man, listen, we don't just grab anything. I know when time is right for things. I pray on absolutely everything, so I leave it in God's hands, and I don't shy from something, be like, oh my God, if I pass this up now, it's never gonna come back around. That's not my mentality at all. I know who I serve, and I know who serves me. So if I keep putting in the work, keep putting in the grind, whatever opportunities, they're gonna come my way.
What did you think of her fight with Hermans?
Man, her match is awkward, man. I think that she did the best she could with somebody like her. It was a fun fight to watch. She did her thing. She got the win. But I think that Femke is somebody that can really like just make anybody look bad. So it had its ups and downs. But I definitely think she pulled off the win 100%.
So she doesn't really have many weaknesses. Like, to me, it's just limited opposition. The fact that she's never fought someone like you, right? Quote unquote, you're considered a high volume puncher. We'll see, does that volume go down since you're in the ring with someone that is on the elite level? Do you see any other weaknesses in her outside of experience and not actually facing someone with your style?
Man, listen, I think that she knows what she's up against. I think she's putting in the work in camp. I think that whatever weaknesses that she may not have, she's working on it. So better to her. She needs to work on whatever it is that her team says so. When it comes to us, we don't focus too much on what the opponent doing, what they're gonna do. We focus on what we come to do, what our flaws are. Work on that. What are our great strengths? We're gonna keep working on that. So regardless of what she does, we know what we came to do.
So you just had a fight back in April, so you have a little consistency, right? There's no ring rust for you. I'm assuming you feel like that's a good thing, an advantage, correct?
Yeah, I do in a sense, more so. I don't know about ring rust, man. I think that as women, I don't feel like we get that too often. And she's been in the game way longer than me. So I think she'll be able to jump right back, and that's what I'm excited for, man. Listen, I want her to come with absolutely everything she has because we are coming with everything, absolutely everything. So she needs to do the same.
So there's not a slither of you that wants her to be rusty. I mean, she hasn't fought since November, if I'm looking at this right. She hasn't fought since last year, and it's July. We're in July right now. You know what I'm saying?
I listen. A real champion stays in the gym. A real champion stays in the gym. So if she's a real champion, she should have been in the gym. She should have been staying in the gym, and she shouldn't be that rusty if she's a champion. So I fully expect a champion in front of me on fight night.
For sure. No, listen, another Floridian champion, former at this point, but he told me the same thing. For Keith One-Time Thurman, he said he could get rid of the rust in the gym. Some fighters need a fight, though. That's why, I wanted to know, did you think that was an advantage for you? I do have some questions from the people. I don't know if my co-hosts, y'all want to say anything before I get to the people?
No, just
great.
Congratulations.
So you probably answered most of my questions already.
All right.
I just want to say congratulations, champ.
Appreciate it.
Ali and Dago that says, what up, Elia? Who do you think wins, Canelo or Crawford?
Sheesh, that's a good one, man. Listen, I'm Team Crawford all day. So that's who I'm backing. That's who I want to win, and I hope he pulls it off, man.
Yeah, I think I'm going Crawford now. I seen him wrestling with Big Baby, and Big Baby couldn't even get out of that lock.
He is an all-around athlete, bro.
What the fuck just happened here? What did I just watch? How did Big Baby Miller not be able to just break free? It was nasty.
I tried to tell you.
Nasty.
Guys are savage.
I got Malcolm in New York City. He says, "What's your thoughts on the KO bonus? And do you feel a fight if the night bonus will push fighters to perform better?" I guess he meant fight of the night bonus. Like, do you feel that
I
pushes
think
you to
for
perform?
I think for most fighters it does. For me at this elite level, fighting for a world title, that I'm not thinking about a knockout. If they come, they come. But you don't see many world champion level fights end in a knockout. You know, not many at all. We got a chin. Like I always say, look, women make babies. And you think they just gonna go down easy? Like, no, man, it doesn't work that way. So, for my particular fight, it's not something that I'm worried about. I'm not like, oh damn, if I get this KO, I'm gonna get this KO bonus. Listen, I'm getting these belts. That's my number one and only priority on fight night.
Yeah, totally agree. Since we're talking Canelo Crawford, and you said elite fighters don't end in knockout, there's also a knockout bonus for that fight. I have the same opinion as you. I don't think elite fighters are going to change their game plan to get a quote-unquote knockout in the first round or the last round and risk a loss over the win. How do you feel
Right.
on bonuses being implemented in fights to, I guess, influence outcomes?
Yeah, again, like for the average fighters, I think that yeah, they're going to be excited about it and they're going to push harder. Especially look, OTX, they're known for their smaller rings. They got 18 by 18, where your standard rings in professional boxing, especially depending on who's fighting, only get bigger and bigger. So just by making that ring smaller, you're already pushing the action. So I do think that the KO bonuses for your most of your cards is something that'll push the fights more.
For sure. Before I continue, do you have any upcoming shows, or did you stop all your own promotion to stay focused on the fight? Because I know you do your own shows.
Yeah, no, we definitely were stopping everything for this. Like I took I'm with the Broward Sheriff's Office down here, so it's something that even that we're pulling back from for a bit, like this is my absolute number one focus. This is my number one priority right now. It's been that way for a long time, but right now it's about zero distractions. Zero distractions.
So how much time did you take off of work? Like
It came
literal
at a
work?
time where, yeah, it came at a time where I'm having some family stuff that we're dealing with as well. Thank God everything's going well with that, with my mom. So that actually gave me the opportunity to have the time off. So again, God works that way. I was able to get a little bit over a month off. So I won't be back till after the fights.
So again, to be clear, 4 weeks, no work, 4 weeks with the sheriffs and training.
Oh no! Even before that, man, I work 12-hour shifts, and every time I'm in camp, I never take off of work. I never take off of work. So I work my 12-hour shifts, train
Wow.
twice a day. There ain't no stopping me. That's why I say, like, at the end of the day, nobody knows the grind better than I do. And I'm not saying that people don't work hard. I'm just saying I know I work as hard as someone could possibly work. I'm training on shift. I'm training after shift. I'm training on weekends. Like there's absolutely no time you're gonna catch me slipping.
But for this fight, you're not working at the sheriff. So I
Just
just
these
want
last
to,
four. Just these last four. I
just the
was at the
last four.
beginning of camp, and then
Okay.
yeah, now it's just
So
these
four
last
and four.
four.
So 8-week camp, you did 4 with the sheriff's office, 4 straight training
Right.
focus. So you're going into it fully locked in. I just want to know, these things are important to us. We're going to be making
Yeah,
them
man.
picks. I got Donald in Baton Rouge. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Honestly, look, I'm 34 right now. And I've always said it. Respect to everybody fighting in their 40s, but it ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me. I definitely want to be winding down by like 38. If the money's real good and we still doing us, then maybe we'll push it at 39. But I think that I'll make my legacy long before that, and I have accomplished the goals that I wanted to accomplish in boxing. And I love boxing, but the world is a lot bigger than it too. You know what boxing is as a whole. That's why I own my own boxing gym, because my entire being is to give back. So once we get this legacy and we make the statements we got to make, we make the changes we got to make, at the end of the day, it's about giving back. So I do that now, but it's going to be tenfold once I get these belts.
Is there a rematch clause? Her way, if you win? And do they have options? Are you signed to OTX?
No. I'm signed to M&R Promotions. They're a local company out of here in Miami. I've been with them since about my fourth fight. They've done very, very much right by me. And then, my manager, Trinidad Garcia. So we all work as a team, and that's who I'm signed to.
Is not the goal, but I guess, is that something you've thought about, winning this fight and hopefully Jake signs you, or that's not, I always ask women that because he's just paying the most. So it's always a
Yeah,
hopefully
look,
thing,
look,
right?
look. I'd be a fool to say that otherwise. You get me? Like, most valuable promotion is where I want to be. And it's not like I want to drop my promoter or anything like that at all. We've already talked about co-signing with them and things like that. I just know that the way their mentality is, they really want these solo riders, which I get it. I understand having a promoter is a very big downfall to them. But it's just something that we would have to make happen if that was the case. If they can't make it work, they can't make it work. Listen, we've gotten this far together. We're still gonna do great things together regardless. It's just, I know that with most valuable promotions, that check is there,
Mm-hmm.
But
So
it's not the end all be all.
so you're 34, she's 27. How much of that age difference do you think is going to come into play? Do you feel she'll be more youthful than you in the ring, or because you're known to be high volume, we won't even see the difference?
Yeah, you're not gonna see the difference, man. I'm tenfold a fighter as I am now than I was, in my 20s. I'm only getting better. I'm only getting sharper, faster. My coaches, especially my strength and conditioning coach, she's a former 3-time WBC champion, Anne-Marie Sakurato. So with her, she's spent the last 3 decades being an expert in performance specialist as strength and conditioning. So she knows that boxing side, but she's an expert in strength and conditioning, and she gets me every camp better and better and better. It's not like we plateau. It's not, no. Literally every camp we just climb, we get better, we get stronger, we get faster. And these aren't just metrics that it's her opinion. Like, we have actual metrics. We have all this equipment that measures all this crap, So we see it, we know it, and we're coming with everything. This is the best camp we've had. I feel better than I've ever felt, so you'll see that on fight night.
Absolutely. You sound totally focused and ready to go. Hopefully that works out for you. We got Mr. Darius Flowers from Minnesota. Hey, champ, salute emoji. Congrats on landing the big fight. What is legacy to you? Do belts matter? What is a rule you would like to implement or change in the sport? Good luck, train hard, God bless.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. I want to start with the rule, and it has to do with the belts. I think that in 2025 we have to be better about mandatories. We have to be better about pushing these champions to fight too many times. The last Mary Spencer fight, I bring that up because she fought. I believe the girl was ranked like number 13, 15. I don't even know. I got skipped from number 2, and she got the option to fight number 15, and it's like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? So I think that once you're a champion, you have to fight the best. We have to bring back fighting the best. And I think that as much as that's happening in the male side of boxing, that they're trying to do that, I do not think that that's what's happening with the women. So we really got to do better about that, and we got to do better about just forcing that. So with me and the belts, it's more so becoming more of an advocate for women's boxing. That's why the belts mean so much to me. I want them for my legacy, but I want them because they don't listen as much until you have the belts. And
Yeah.
once we have the belts, it's like, all right, we have to do better. So that's what I want, man. I want to advocate women's boxing as I always have, as I will always continue to do, and to help take it to the next level. There's more to it than just these big fancy shows. On the back end, we have to do better for all of these women fighters, all of us.
So I'm sure I asked in the last interview, but how'd you get the name Soul Snatcher? Plus, it just
That was
sounds
from
weird because I hear it in this interview, in the last interview. You're super religious. This is your second time wearing a God shirt, but then you're the Soul Snatcher. So I got to hear the backstory.
Yeah, that's why it's funny because my designer one time sent me something with like the Grim Reaper for it, and I was like, that makes sense. It does, but I don't like the image. I didn't like the actual image itself. But when it comes to the Soul Snatcher, it was a name that was given to me in the gym. All the boys, that's what they feel when they get in the ring with me, and it's something that nobody ever really expects. And to disrespect to me, then I don't think they think I'm as strong as I am either. And then I start landing these body shots, and they're like, "What in the world?" So our amateur fight team, when we first opened the gym, they were the ones that assigned me that name, and I loved it, and I ran with it.
What do you think of Oshae's record in general outside of her championship fight? Do you think her record compares to yours? You do have more experience, but that's just more fights. Do you feel you have the better opposition?
Oh yeah, for sure, and it was always something that we seeked. I remember one time I had a cancellation last minute, and they gave me this bad fight that the girl was like, oh man, I think she was like 4-25, and I almost canceled the whole show. Like I was livid. It's not. I never wanted a padded record. I never wanted to be baby through this sport. I don't want you to build me up. Give me the fights. Let me get better every fight. That's on me. So outside of that fallout that we had, that I ended up taking the fight because it was just, dude, I sell out shows down here. In Miami, any arena you put me in, I'm gonna sell it out. So I didn't want to do that to the fans. We had a sick card, so I ended up taking the fight, and I knocked her out in like the second round. Yeah, after that, it was just like, we can't do that anymore, So I made it clear to my team, and they did a good job at getting me better opposition every single fight, and I love that. Um, she hasn't gotten the same type of path. I think that for whatever reasons, it could be maybe girls weren't taking the fights, or they wanted more money, and OTX couldn't afford it. We've heard of that before. So it could have been that, but she's fought the same girls several times. Like she had a lot of rematches and things like that. So it was just like, of course, you better go into that more confident, knowing like you got to get the knockout this time. You went all the rounds last time. So yeah, just 8 fights, and what, 3 of them were repeats.
Yeah, she had a couple rematches.
Yeah, so I just it is what it is.
That's why I asked. That's exactly why I asked. Do you think that, or do you hope rather? Because that's how I am. If I gotta fight you, I want shit to go wrong in your camp. I don't want to hear that. Do you hope that like her social media presence is taking time from her camp, right? Because she's like she's doing skits and stuff. Like she's trying to, get more popular. Do you think that can mess with her training time? Is all I'm saying.
Nah, I think she can find the time to do both. I'm not really concerned about it. And look, I respect what you're saying because I get it, and most people are like that. But I'm not the one to wish bad on anyone for anything. So I just don't. I don't. I hope she has a good camp. I'm cool with that. Whatever you're gonna do whatever it is. Just bring it on fight night. That's my rule.
I got Juice from Broward County, Florida. Where is your gym and how much do you charge monthly?
I love that. So it's Level Up Boxing and Fitness. We're right off of Broward Boulevard, 14 Northwest 11th Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. We do $165 a month for unlimited classes. We are the best price in the entire Broward County for a real gym. But I always tell people the same thing, man. We're not a fight gym. I didn't open a fight gym. We ended up with fighters because all of us are fighters. But we're a fitness gym. We're meant to make that impact in the community, change lives, and that's exactly what we do. So we're an awesome fitness gym that, of course, has fighters in a fight program.
Well, I think that is all my questions. I want to thank you for coming on the show. If you can, please give out your social media. We're definitely going to be locked in. We're about 22 days out, so, man, I hope everything goes well for you.
For now, make sure everybody tunes in July 11th as well. We got that Serrano card.
For sure.
Man, I'm so pumped for that. So pumped for that. It's going to be an awesome fight. That's just getting me more excited and ready for mine.
She better get the win this time.
Yo,
listen,
I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm Puerto Rican, so
you can't fight 3 fucking times and not get a win. Like, she got to do something. My own wife was like, she better get a win this time or it's going to look bad. And my wife's Puerto Rican, so look.
Man.
It's time.
But yeah, as for my social media, it's Elia, ELIA_Soul Snatcher, ELIA_Soul Snatcher. And then if you just type in Elia Carranza, all the rest of the stuff can come up.
So what's your nationality?
So I was born in Miami, but I'm Puerto Rican descent. My whole family's Puerto Rican. Entire family Puerto Rican.
For sure. All right, champ. Well, look forward to getting you on the victory lap.
I appreciate you guys so much. We'll talk soon.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Elia Carranza.